You picture it instantly: an Eskimo, an igloo, a round white house on the ice. Cute, wrong. Almost every part of that sentence breaks under one question. First fix, the word. Say Inuit, the people. One person is an Inuk, the group Inuit. In 1977, the Inuit Circumpolar Council voted to retire Eskimo. Why? Its origin is murky, maybe an old slur, maybe just snowshoe netter. Murky is reason enough to drop it. In Alaska, some Yupik still say Eskimo, context matters. Say Inuit, not Eskimo. Now the house. Most Inuit did not live in igloos year-round. The snow igloo was a winter and hunting shelter. Summer? Skin tents, tupik, caribou or seal skin over a frame. Shoulder seasons. Half-buried Karmak houses, stone, sod and whalebone rafters. One family cycled through all three in a single year, and it gets better. In Inuktitut, igloo just means house, any house. A wooden cabin, also an igloo. The cartoon mistranslates their own word. Igloos were a tent, not a town, not everyone either. The snowblock igloo belonged mainly to the Central Arctic, roughly Mackenzie Delta to Labrador, plus the Kayar-Nuk region of Greenland. Greenland's Thule area, specifically. Many other groups rarely built one. Alaskan and Western Inuit often wintered in sod, driftwood and whalebone houses instead. The craft ran so deep here that a town and its people took the name Igloo Lake, Igloo Lear Mi Ut. So Eskimos live in igloos, squeezed one region's winter trick onto an entire people across thousands of miles. Genius mistaken for primitive. Watch a real build. No trees, no nails, no metal frame. He probes the snow with a thin rod, hunting one firm, wind-packed drift. Same density top to bottom. Loose layers? Useless. He cuts blocks straight from that single drift. The tool? A pahnar, a snow knife. Historically bone, antler or ivory, later steel. Blocks near 2 by 4 feet, 8 inches thick. He quarries in a ring, and the pit he digs out becomes the sunken floor. One drift, walls and floor both. The house is the hole you cut. Here's the engineering most people miss. He doesn't stack rings. He shaves the first course into a sloping ramp, so the whole wall climbs as one spiral. Each block leans further in, locked by its neighbours before the next arrives. He trims every block on a slant. Beveled faces, so they wedge instead of slide. 30-odd blocks, set from the inside out. He works from within, walled in as it grows. The spiral is the cheat code. Why a dome and why does it hold? The curve is near catenary. The snow sits in pure compression. Weight pushes outward to the walls, not down through the roof. No scaffolding, no keystone holding it up mid-build. The spiral already locks each block. He builds himself in, then drops a last key block down from inside to cap it. An experienced builder, 1 to 2 hours. A helper packs loose snow into every seam, sealing the cracks. Only then is the door cut. Through the finished wall, last of all. 90 minutes. No nails. Now the wow. Why does a house of snow keep you warm? Because it's barely snow. Fresh snow is up to 90% air, and even the packed blocks stay more than half air. Air is one of the worst heat conductors there is. That dead, frozen air is the insulation. Same reason a down jacket works. The trick is still air. Those crystal walls stop it from circulating. Solid ice would conduct heat straight out. The gaps are the whole point. Pound for pound, snow insulates better than a log wall. Your own warmth can't escape fast. A house of frozen air. It gets stronger as you live in it. First the seams. Loose snow gets chinked into every joint, sealing the cracks. Then they run the lamp hot. The inner surface melts a hair, then refreezes into a glaze of ice. That glaze fuses the blocks into one rigid shell. Each night, body heat and breath repeat the cycle. The walls slowly thicken and harden. Cold from the doorway refreezes it each time. A finished dome can hold a standing adult on top. Hedge holds a polar bear is a vivid story, not a measured speck. Your breath cements the walls. Step inside and the floor plan is physics. The entrance tunnel dips below the living floor. Cold air is heavier. It sinks pools in that low tunnel and drains away. A skin flap seals the mouth. You crawl in low, blocking the wind. Inside terraces upward, cold sink, lamp level, then a raised sleeping platform. Lurk. You sleep up top, in the warm. Hides and heather pad it off the cold snow. One vent at the crown bleeds stale air and breath steam out. They engineered convection with no machine at all. Cold sinks. They sleep high. Daylight comes through the strangest detail. Not glass. A block of clear freshwater lake ice, clearer and stronger than salty sea ice, set into the wall. It often sat above the doorway, the brightest patch in the room. It lets daylight in without bleeding much heat. Far better than an open gap, and the only clear thing you can cut from a frozen lake. Some swapped in translucent seal gut instead. A double-glazed window made of the house itself. The window was ice. In a treeless world, there's no firewood, so everything ran on one object, the cood-like. A shallow crescent-shaped soapstone lamp burning rendered seal blubber, wicked with moss or Arctic cotton grass. Su-poo tea. Lit not as one flame, but a managed line of light along the rim. A slab of fat hangs over it, melting, feeding the bowl. Heat, light, cooking, drying boots, melting snow for water, all of it. A woman tended it all day, trimming the wick with a stick, the tarkut, so it never smoked. One flame ran everything. Add bodies to that flame. Outside, -45 Celsius, the wind cuts deeper. Body heat alone holds the inside between -7 and +16. Lamp lit, skin lining hung, full house of breathing bodies. The sleeping platform reaches that warm upper end. Thick caribou hides under them block the cold rising from the snow, warm enough to peel back the parka indoors. A 50-degree swing across one snow wall. Honest hedge, the floor and tunnel stay near freezing by design. The warmth is where you sleep, not everywhere. -40 out, +15 in. None of it runs without the hunt, and the hunt is brutal. Winter ceiling, mow-like. Seals keep breathing holes, Igloo, open in the ice. One seal may keep many holes going at once. A dog sniffs one out under the drifted snow. The hunter stands on a scrap of caribou hide to silence his feet and waits. He sets a tiny down indicator over the hole. It twitches when the seal rises. Harpoon ready, the unak. Sometimes a whole day, and goes home empty. The seal exhales first on surfacing, briefly unable to smell him, one chance to strike. He waits hours, one breath. What kept that hunter alive? His clothes. Each caribou guard hair is a hollow tube, air inside it, air between them, fur denser than a seal's. He wears 2 layers, AHT, G-fur in, coolit, tack fur out, sewn with sinew thread that swells to seal each stitch. A whole outfit weighs 3 to 4.5 kilos. Now the honest part, in a -21 Celsius chamber, caribou skin tied the best modern extreme cold gear, and one on design. No heat-leaking zippers, a better hood. But nobody weighed the parkas, so warmer per pound than Gore-Tex is a vibe, not a measurement. The honest version is the better story. These aren't relics. Inuit still cut snow blocks today. When a hunter is stranded, this skill still saves a life. Still here. Not history.